What's the best way to start a war in the comment section on YouTube? Let's talk about gun control. Okay people, so everybody's talking about this, so why don't we talk about it too? This probably, hopefully, will get a lot of comments. We'll see. Have maybe discussions in the comment section. We'll see what people have to say. But I want to talk about gun control. So you may think that I'm like because stereotypically gay people are like uber liberal and whatnot. So I'm probably like, whoa, gun control! Oddly enough, I am not 100% on the gun control bandwagon. But I am also not 100% on the let people buy whatever the hell they want bandwagon. And let me tell you why. Okay, first of all, there is a reason that this whole right to bear arms thing was put in the Constitution. And it has to do with the way our whole country was founded. And it has to do with oppressive governments trampling their people because they can't defend themselves. So it was very important to the people that started this country that that should never, ever, ever happen to the people of this country. So if you make guns illegal and no citizens are allowed to have anything, then an oppressive government can go in there with their army that's loaded up with guns and just trample the people and make them do whatever they want. And that's not good. I mean, we don't want that, right? I mean, this is, you know, we should be able to defend ourselves if our government goes completely rogue. And I don't have any problem philosophically with that idea. I'm okay with that. Now, on the flip side, should any psychopath out there be able to walk into a store, throw down some money, and walk out with a couple rocket launchers and fully automatic, you know, military-grade assault rifles? Probably not. I am not necessarily in favor of making guns. I'm not in favor of making guns illegal. I mean, people should be able to get guns, but I do think that maybe on certain types of guns, it should be a little bit more difficult to get, right? Like you want to drive a car, and it is considered a responsibility because you can kill people with your car, so you have to prove that you can handle a car before you're allowed to do it legally. And I think the same should be true for, you know, the really hardcore guns. Like, you should be able to buy a handgun. I'm okay with that. I still think people should be forced to take a safety class. Well, not forced, but I think people should take a safety class to learn, make sure they know how to actually use their gun and operate it properly. But if we're talking about assault rifles, fully automatic weapons, that type of crazy stuff, I think there definitely needs to be some kind of, you know, background check. They definitely should have to take a class in weapon safety and stuff. And, you know, probably maybe we should see if this person is crazy and has a, you know, a history of mental illness and, you know, fits a personality profile that they're likely to walk into a freaking kindergarten class and shoot at little kids, because that is just completely fucked up and should never ever happen, right? But, you know, if you know, legitimately are a responsible person and, you know, you're not a crazy person, I don't see a need as a normal citizen to have that type of weaponry. I mean, why? I mean, what normal purpose would you actually need something that hardcore, right? I mean, if a robber comes into your home, you know, you can blast them with a pistol and you would still defend yourself. Which leads me to a story that I saw a couple days ago where this woman and her children, they were home alone, you know, the dad was at work or whatever, and some dude decided to break into their house. It was like the middle of the day too. And the guy, you know, was like ringing the doorbell, and so she was freaking out and she hid her kids, you know, like in a closet or something, and she hid with them. The guy eventually broke into the house, was in there, and he was rummaging around, and blah, blah, blah. And then he ended up opening up where they were hiding, and she, you know, she led into him and shot him and stopped him from, you know, hurting her or her kids. And I'm fully okay with that type of use of a gun. She was protecting herself and her kids, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think she did an awesome job. You know, she had a gun, She was a responsible person, and she defended herself and her family. Don't have a problem with that. So, what are your guys' opinions? Like, how do you feel about this whole gun control thing? Do you think that, you know, guns should be banned? Are you like hardcore, no one should have a gun? Or do you think, you know, maybe you're a little bit in the middle like me, like any people should be allowed to have guns, but maybe the more hardcore guns, you have to go a little extra level to prove that you're capable of operating it safely and you're not a crazy person who's going to go shoot people up. Don't know exactly what that standard would be. How do you prove you're not a crazy person? But, you know, something, right? That's my opinion. You know, you don't have to agree with me, and you probably won't. So tell me what you think. I'm serious. Like, put comments. Tell me what you think. Make a video response to this video. That would be cool. And tell me your views on gun control. Do you think, you know, citizens shouldn't be allowed to have guns? What do you think about the Second Amendment in general, of, you know, citizens being allowed to protect themselves, not only from, you know, bad guys just generally in the world, but even from like an oppressive government, if that were to happen. I know that we don't think of in America that we would ever have an oppressive government, because the whole theory of our country is that should, you know, we're a democracy and that should never ever happen. But, you know, what if something happened? Crazy people got into government and we somehow became fascist or something. You know, we should be able to defend ourselves, right? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what kind of shitstorm this raises in the comment section. I'm really curious. Okay, until next time, YouTube. Love and bubbles.